Welcome back to another episode of Tech TLDR. Right now, I have a quick update for you guys regarding the static fire, and I also have some news about Blue Origin after that. So if you're interested in that as well, be sure to stick through the whole episode. But if you click for just what the title says, let's get into that. The SN9 underwent a successful static fire launch earlier today. I have news from NASA Spaceflight on Twitter and on YouTube. They post a lot of good content. I highly recommend following them. And earlier today, we finally got to see the SN9 do a successful static launch, or not launch, but test. It did one earlier last week. They had to postpone the flight for various different reasons, weather, a cement truck, yada yada. Now they've done another test, which means that systems should be good to go for a launch, hopefully tomorrow. We should be seeing one tomorrow at this rate. They usually do the static fire the day before the actual launch. We're not going to see one today, of course, so it's already too late for that. But tomorrow, fingers crossed, will be the day we get to see the SN9 do the vertical hop, as well as hopefully land vertically upright without exploding like the SN8 did. If this goes successfully, it's going to be super cool. Really hoping that they can land this successfully. I think they will. They learned a lot from the SN8's failures. I think this will be what does it for them, and it's good to see that the static fire, went successfully today, and they finally did it after all the postponing and all the delays. Now, if that's all you guys want to know, I understand you want to leave the video. Make sure to click the like button on the way out, and subscribe if you want more of this content. Now, the other story I want to talk about was Blue Origin. If you may or may not know, Blue Origin, they don't tell you what they're going to do until the day before they do it, pretty much. They're super elusive. But tomorrow, the same day that we might see the SN9 launch, Blue Origin is also going to be launching their New Shepard NS14. It's essentially an upgraded experience. Now, if you don't know, this is what's going to be used for space tourism by Blue Origin. Essentially, rich people can go in this thing. It's going to be like super comfortable, super cushy in there. And it's what's going to allow them to do space tourism, however that's going to be. I don't know, fly around the Earth a few times. This is it. The reason for this test is they've upgraded their capsule a bit, and they're trying out the various communication systems and electronic systems within it while it's flying. They want to make sure everything works before they put an actual human in there and launch it into the sky. Within it, though, it's actually interesting. They have a mannequin, a little test dummy named Mannequin Skywalker. I'm sure that's going to be in there to test how humans react in there, to see if it boggles around too much, if it has any damage to it when it lands. Blue Origin, obviously, they don't have anywhere near the kind of clout or the hype SpaceX does, but either way, it's still cool to see another private space company making strides and moves to become a more of a household name, everyday space provider. Because if we have both SpaceX and Blue Origin and other companies that are slowly coming into the mix, then spaceflight no longer becomes this I don't even know how to say it, this expensive ordeal that takes months or if not years to do that one flight like it did back in the 60s and 70s. And when we saw the space shuttle do all of its launches, how each one was so expensive, it just becomes like an everyday thing. This will become a regular experience, seeing these launches every day, to get to the point where no one, myself included, are not going to be making videos about launches, because it's going to be like this. It'd be like me making a video about a car driving down the street. Nobody wants to hear that. No one wants to listen to that. So that's ultimately the goal of these companies. And if this is what Blue Origin has to do to fund their endeavors by having space tourism and making these capsules, then as tedious as it may sound, as corny as it may sound, this is like the perfect thing they have to do. So it's cool to see Blue Origin making strides in this. I hope they do become as popular as SpaceX, and kind of we have sort of like a friendly competition between the two companies more and more as time goes on. But either way, that's all I had for you guys in this episode. If you want to hear more updates, be sure to click the subscribe. Also, be sure to like this if you like this episode. And let me know in the comments what you think about the static fire that happened today, and if you think they're going to do the actual launch tomorrow. Either way, have a good one.